This is the Goode Show.
My name's Surinder, I'm your host, and you are listening to the Goode Show. Now listen, we had put out this little piece of information and I got so many DMs and I hadn't even put the episode out yet. Yes, we're talking about something that's a little bit sensitive, and yes, I made a lot of notes, but don't let it get to you. This is something that all women have experienced. Military spouses, I definitely know some of you seasoned ones have experienced this situation as well. What am I talking about? The bitch gene. That's right. BITCH. That little gene that we're all born with. And then sometimes it just gets way out of control. I'm sorry, it does. Now, listen, I've been a spouse for 28 years, married to my guy for 28 years. He served 30. And I have worked with nonprofits, veterans, military spouses, corporations, board members, ombudsman, and the list goes on. And there's a couple of things that have come to my attention the past couple of years. So, like I said, I made some notes about this little bitch gene that we all possess, but again, some of us kind of like wear it on our face, have it in our actions, are quite open about it, they're in your face about it. I'm just like, whoa, ladies, let's just slow our roll a little bit. I mean, some of the notes that I made. Okay, these phrases that I always hear. Women supporting women. Oh, here's another good one. Women empowering women. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate the word empowering. It's so overused. It's like that other word that's used more often than not to describe military spouses. Military spouses are resilient. Resilient? That's like word salad. How's about grit, tenacity, gonads? Those are the words that I like. Not, oh, we're resilient. Yeah, sure we are, but we've got big gonads and we handle our shit. Let's just put it the way it should be put, Now, these things, women supporting women, let's put those things onto coffee mugs. Let's hashtag the shit out of them, okay? Because really, yeah, let's put them on a t-shirt, because that's what we do. We put those words out there, and hey, they sound great, but let's be honest as well, ladies. Some of us are not nice to others. We don't play well in the sandbox. And I, for love or money, sometimes don't fucking get it. Especially some of the women that I meet in the workspace. Now, I want to say this, and I want to make this really clear before everybody's becoming a keyboard warrior there. 95% of the spouses, women that I have worked with, 95% in my estimation, there's no data, it's my own data. 95% of the women that I've met are great. We go out, we have a couple of drinks, we bullshit. I mean, there is no drama. It is awesome. I'm talking about that small 5%. And again, no data here apart from my own. Those 5% that just want to make life shitty for the 95%, and they wear that bitch gene on their face, a little like their husband's rank all over their face, but we'll get to that in a little bit, So, I mean, we will get to that because that is something that fires me up. Okay, the other thing that fires me up a little bit is that phrase that everybody's saying these days. I mean, I think I could possibly be too old for this new phrase stuff, but that, oh my God, I love that for you. Really? I love that for you. I kind of guess what you're saying. I just don't like the words, and I certainly don't like the tone that's been used. And then, the person that says that, well, let me tell you what that person does. They never like your post. They never share your post. They never share your event. They certainly don't dive into their wallet and take out $10 to come to your event. They don't pass it along, and they don't recommend your business, your talent, your skill set to anybody at all, because they think that by using their words, I'm supportive, I support you, that's all that's needed. Now, I want to make sure that you guys understand this. That's very different from those folks like myself. I have said this. I have said to people, listen, I'm going to support you in this endeavor. And then life has happened, shit's gone south, and I haven't been able to be physically there for them. However, I've made that phone call the next day because I'm all about building bridges and not burning them to smithereens. So those women that don't support, see, support to me is action. The older I get, I feel support is shown by action. Did you share the event? Did you volunteer for an event? What did you actually do? Was there any effort in your support? I think that's what it comes down to. Support requires effort. So if you have not used any effort, you certainly haven't supported. Now, very few people can say that they are really supportive because, quite honestly, 100% supportive, I can't go to every event. I don't expect everybody to come to mine. There's life that's happening in the middle of it. So we get that. We know the difference between those that are trying to support and those that just give you a straight off. Actually, they do that behind your back as well. Now, I've got to tell you this story. This really pissed me off. I got a good friend of mine lives in another state. There was a 3-day military event. So my friend, whose heart is bigger than her, went and volunteered for this event. Now, when she commits, like most spouses, when you know it's a military event and you're in there, stuffing goodie bags, working the registration tables, stuff like that, you're in it to win it. I've seen it at my own event. So this good friend of mine, she goes to volunteer at this event. She helps set it up. She promotes it. What else did she do? I wrote this down. She worked really hard. She showed up. That's what she did. She showed up. And what's really sad is that at the end of this event, when it came down to thanking volunteers and those folks that helped, not sponsors, but those folks behind the scenes that always make sure that shit's squared away, those folks, her name wasn't even mentioned, and she had played such a critical, important role in this 3-day event. They didn't even thank her. And again, this is somebody that goes above and beyond when she gives. She gives 100%. So I asked myself, the person that put that event together, and yeah, sure, I can name drop, but I'm not a bitch. Not today, I'm not. But that person, I now look at that person that created that event and I think, don't like you, because you do not treat other women good at all. So that is what that pissed me off. The other thing is, you get these women. We all know them, especially in the military spouse arena. Look how many notes I've got here. Now, some of you might be DMing me going, okay, stop, Surinder, stop. But this is the truth. There are some women out there, and I didn't realize this until after my husband retired. My husband served 30 years. He retired as a CMC. Very proud of him, very proud of what he did. But I had my own deal going on. I wasn't riding his coattails, and I don't ride them today. But those women where rank is everything. And it's not those women that like wear it on their sleeve or it's in their heart because their husband worked or their partner worked so hard to make rank. No, it's on their face 24/7. When you meet them, you immediately know that this woman, this bitch, because her husband's up here, she thinks we're down here. No, lady, it's not about rank. You know how why I know this? what I really know about this? Because I have worked with many spouses across either side. And I haven't given a shit about what rank or branch their husband is, and nor have they. They haven't cared either. What we care about is the human. The human. It's like I met a gal and she's, hey, listen, if you're watching me now, you know I'm talking about you. But I'm talking about you, to you. Air Force spouse, husband's lieutenant commander. You'd think the guy had come out of Top Gun school. Seriously? I wanted to say to her, look, when you break shit down, your husband flies aircraft, a very, very important job. But he flies aircraft and you drive a Honda Odyssey. That's the facts of your situation. You don't wear his rank. Everybody's come across those ranking spouses, like they're in the military, they wear the uniform. Seriously, spare me, because that just absolutely kills me. Then we've got the deployment experts. That's another thing that I've come across recently. Now, I've been with my husband a very long time, so my deployments have gone into double digits. In fact, I was at an event recently where spouses were asked to stay standing depending upon how many deployments your guy did. Well, I had more than anybody else in that room. That's just a fact. That's what it is. It's a simple fact. But I've recently come across a couple of spouses that may be confused an exercise for a deployment, and now they are putting out a 14-step strategic plan on what you should do on a deployment. Really? Don't tell me what I should effing do on my deployment. And please, that's it. Don't tell me I should make time for myself, because, lady, I would love to make time for myself. But, I've got 2 kids, I'm building a business, and yeah, I was a little worried about my husband's well-being and safety and all that good stuff. So please stop telling us what to do on deployments, because you know what we do? We do the best that we can do considering our own each individual situation. I don't want to feel guilty because I didn't journal yesterday. I didn't journal last week, and I'm not going to journal next month. So don't try and give me a spiel about how I should be. What you should be doing, lady, is living your life and not worried about what I'm doing. That's how I feel about those spouses. They kill me, absolutely kill me. In fact, one of the spouses that I spoke to hadn't even experienced any deployments, and there she was trying to write a bestseller about what every military spouse should do on deployment. What every military spouse should do is not buy your book, lady. That's what they should do. And so it comes down to, because I think about this sometimes, and I think social media has made it even worse, because on social media, everybody's a CEO, an industry leader, leadership expert, blah, 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 blah. Tires me out. It really, truly does tire me out. I'm not interested in those people. You know who I'm interested in? You know who I've made really good friends, and I'm fortunate enough that I can rattle off a couple of names here, but I'm not going to, okay? But those women, first of all, that aren't loud, those quiet ladies, those humble individuals, those ladies that like your post, that share your post, share your event. Sometimes they'll dip into their wallet, maybe donate 20, 30 bucks. Those ladies that actually put some effort into what you're doing because you do the same for them. Those women are very rare. Now, if you're one of those women that's listening today, thank you, thank you, thank you, because you're the kind of woman that helps other women restore their faith in humanity. The other 5%, I'm sorry, ladies, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for the bullshit. What I have time for is to create impact, or to build something that creates impact for other spouses to know that, hey, it doesn't matter whether it's enlisted or officer. It doesn't matter at all. Because you know something, in 10 years' time, whether your husband was enlisted or an officer ain't gonna mean shit, and is not gonna affect how your kid grows up. So we got to get off. We got to get off it. It's tiresome. I've never experienced such rancory until my husband retired, and then I'm surrounded by a lot of women who just want to try and shove it down your throat. And I think, lady, I don't give a shit what your husband did. Quite frankly, I don't. Like I said, I don't care about rank and I don't care about branch. I care about the human. I care about the person that is left at home to deal with the pile of shit that you have to deal with. Again, another reason you can't just make time for yourself, because if you're dealing with kids and you're dealing with building a business, you're dealing with the other minutiae that comes into play. You're dealing with life, the broken water heater, the bills that have to get paid, the groceries that have to come through the door. You're dealing with all of that. So no, please don't tell me if you've never experienced a deployment, never had kids, maybe you work for somebody, maybe you work for yourself, but your focus has been, you can single that focus out. Just think about those spouses that have got a lot of balls in the air. They're trying to put one foot forward, and they're trying to make a go of things. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't. Nobody likes to be told what to do. So why don't you just give them your experience? And by storytelling, people will know themselves. Okay, I hear the story and I get the message. You don't have to tell people what to do on deployments. I think I've got my Tuesday rant off my chest, and I feel pretty good about it. So listen, please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Unless you're the 5% and you're just going to Surinder. That's okay too. But please share this with another woman that has experienced this bitchiness, this bitch gene. And for those of you that find it surfacing a lot, come on, ladies, we can do better. We can do so much better. Don't give us a bad name. There's a lot of us out there that are just not like that. It's Tuesday today. The episode's dropped. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me today. Have a great week. Be kind to each other. And most importantly, control that bitch gene. My name's Surinder. I'm out.
Thanks for tuning in to The Goode Show. If you loved what you heard, follow me on Instagram @The Goode Show.